Atiku Abubakar has debunked the story told by Governor Wike, saying that Obasanjo knelt down for him. Atiku said, no, nothing of such happened. Now you have to apologize for lying that Obasanjo as president knelt down before me, Atiku tells Wike. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has asked Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State to apologize for comments made regarding the 2003 presidential election cycle. Nigeria News reported that Wike, during the flag off of the construction of Ànenih'S Eche Road in Port Harcourt on Friday, said former President Olusegun Obasanjo knelt before Atiku in 2003. The Rivers governor claimed that Obasanjo as president knelt to beg Atiku when it was clear that the former vice president was in a position to take his job back in 2003. Reacting to the claims in a chat with Vanguard on Saturday, Atiku spokesman Frank Shaibu said the Rivers State governor cannot be giving account of the events that he is not an eyewitness to or around the corridor of powers in 2003. He asserted that Wike was distant from the theater of happenings in national politics at that time and cannot claim to know what transpired between Obasanjo and Atiku then. Shaibu therefore demanded an apology from Wike to his principal over his alleged distortion of facts and fabrication of stories. He said in his futile bid to reinvent history, the governor of Rivers State, whose tenure will end in a matter of months, addressed the public telling unsubstantiated tales of what transpired during the 2003 presidential election cycle. Suffice to say that Wike himself was nothing near the theater of events at the level of national politics at that time, but he nonetheless went ahead to fabricate stories that have been variously rendered by active participants whose accounts negates the impression that the Rivers herdsman desired to create. Whereas Wike demanded a video or photo evidence of him and his co-travelers with political opponents of the PDP during the inglorious London meeting. It would be nice to subject the same Wike to the same standard of proof in showing evidence of what happened between Atiku and Obasanjo in 2003. Governor Wike cannot be rendering accounts of the events that he is not an eyewitness to, and which he at the time was distant from the theater of happenings at national politics. Shaibu slammed Wike for seeking to desecrate the memory of the late Chief Tony Ànenih'S by involving him in his concocted stories and lies. Atiku's aide added that Obasanjo a revered statesman and it's highly unworthy that Wike would make vile comments about his tenure as president. He stated that the late Ànenih'S remained a close ally of Atiku up to his last moment and demanded that Wike apologizes to the family of the deceased and Obasanjo. He added, beyond that, the relationship between Ànenih'S political dynasty and that of Atiku remains cordial to date. It is therefore deserving that Wike renders an apology to President Olusegun Obasanjo, Vice President Atiku, and the Ànenih'S family. The former president is a revered statesman, and it is highly unworthy that Wike would make vile comments about his tenure as president and leader of the PDP, paints Vice President Atiku in borrowed robes, and dance on the grave of Chief Ànenih'S. Shaibu also attached a video of former Abia State Governor Orji Zokalu, who was one of the 7 PDP governors during the Obasanjo era. In the video, Kalu was heard saying, contrary to what has been happening in public space over time, it was actually the then Vice President Atiku Abubakar who knelt before 17 PDP governors to beg that President Obasanjo's second term bid should not be truncated. Okay. Counter accusation. Who is Frank Shaibu and who was he in 2003? Fact check, a 9-year-old boy. Atiku is the worst troubles of the PDP. Let all Nigerians pray for his displacement. Read what is said and understand. Don't just write because you feel like writing. You Nigerians, because of policies, you insult the elderly ones. Shame on you. You actually want us to believe that Atiku knelt down to beg on behalf of Obasanjo. Do you really think we are mumu? Atiku is a pathological liar. Nigerians should disregard whatever that comes out of Atiku's mouth. It is their own political palaver, senior citizen. These politicians just they use us, they play chess. Meanwhile, they are together. Oh Lord, give us Obi 2023. You are on point. They are enemies of progress to the PDP families, and at the end, it will be to their own detriment because they cannot hinder PDP to win in 2023. Who? Presidential election by God's grace. Wike is personalizing this issue. He is a bad loser. He is too desperate. Those who are collecting money from him should beware of him because they go pay. They go pay well because he go drag them too. He's going to drag them. Nobody should worry about basketman's Governor Wike, who is adjudging to be best next to Nai Mohammed when it comes to telling lies to achieve political points. All these hungry people that are not known by even anybody before now just came out from the oblivion where hunger and poverty has pushed them into to talk trash because Atiku has given them a lifeline. I listened to this arrogant fellow in TVC as he was dishing out lies after lies. Mr. Shaibu, or whatever they call you, no amount of lies and deceptions can make Nigerians vote Atiku. Well, a Fulani man is more better than Igbo Nigeria, say Atiku Abubakar, inshallah. Wike will continue to expose the evil politicians. Atiku might be evil. Let's be rational. Why is Obasanjo never in support of Atiku presidential bid? Let us think with our head. You think so? Yeah, begin to think with your head, though. It will favor you. Last. Atiku is a disgrace. Desperado. Shame on him. Okay. Shame on him. Shame on this. Shame on this. Shame on that. Wow. Now one for Nigeria. Nigeria. Oh. He get a bill. This one get a B. So, that's what we see. That's what we see. Rich.